and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. So today, guys, this video has been a mess from the start. Just looking at myself in the intro and the outro of this, I went to the dentist this morning and I got fluoride done on my teeth. So my lip gloss stuck to the fluoride on my teeth so bad. So I have lip gloss all over my teeth. Please, someone help me. I'm going to be doing 2 looks with the Aurora Struck palette from ColourPop. When I saw them drop pictures of this, I was like, yep, take my money. This is the first ColourPop collection in a while that I was very, very excited by, very intrigued by, mesmerized by even. I feel like they really did something with this color story. It's very celestial, very galactic. It's very, you know, early 2000s, late 90s with these icy colors. I have only ever tried one other mega palette, and it was the Kathleen Lights. The Kathleen Lights So Jaded palette. And so that was many years ago. I'm just curious to see what kind of quality this has. I've heard good things about their mega palettes, but I'm really excited to dip into this. I mean, I have already dipped into this, as you can see. This is look number 2. You're gonna see this in the second part. And then I also picked up one of the light sticks from the collection. I've never tried this formula before. I've never even tried the blush stick formula. So I was really excited to test this out. I got the shade Skywatcher, which is like a bluish tint to it. So you'll have to stick around to see my thoughts on that. I am wearing it on my face in both looks. But yeah, what do you think? Leave me your comments down below. Did you pick this up? Did you want to pick it up, but you skipped on it? Are you not interested in it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, really. And if you enjoy this while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And if you enjoy makeup content, I would definitely suggest subscribing to my channel before you leave. I'm gonna link this collection as well as everything I'm using in both looks down in the description box below. All right, let's go to look number 1. I'll see you guys back. All right, so we're gonna go into the palette. I, first of all, wanna say the packaging is so stunning. It has a soft matte touch, and I love the colors on the front. I think it's such beautiful packaging. And the color story looks so gorgeous. I have not watched any reviews, any demos on this palette because I wanted to wait to like experience it for myself and get my own opinions. So I will say, just looking at it, it looks like there are some, I don't know if they're pressed glitters. I haven't even touched this yet, but it does look like a couple of these could be pressed glitters. But there are a couple of duochromes and the mattes look so beautiful. In my first look for today, I want to do something a little bit lighter and brighter. I don't want to go too smoky. I think the next look I do, I will go a little more smoky. But I'm thinking I want to do something more like purpley, lavender, kind of more light. That's what I'm feeling. Let me touch these 2 that I think are glitter. So I don't think they're glitters, you know, necessarily, but they are like glitter infused. You know, a lot of brands are doing that now where it's eye safe or whatever. They feel a little dry, if I'm gonna be honest with you. They're more like toppery type shades. Maybe we'll pop one of those on top of the look. We'll see. Let's start with the shade No Sleep right here. This really pretty lavendery pinky purple. I'm gonna start with a really fluffy brush at first. I might go in with a more dense brush just to like see if I need to pack it on more, but I would just want to see what kind of pigmentation this has with a fluffy brush. So for a pastel, that's pretty nice. I did have to layer it up quite a bit, but again, I'm using a pretty fluffy brush and I'm kind of packing it and then blending it, but I can definitely see it. So I think that shade built really nicely. I'm not getting any fallout, which is good. I never do my face makeup first, but I am a little bit strapped for time today. So I do that when I am strapped for time, but no fallout so far. I don't want to jinx myself. All right, next I'm gonna go in with the shade Stormy Much right here. This like blue, kind of dusty blue color. And I'm gonna place that in the crease a little bit lower as well as the outer corner. I still have a pretty fluffy brush, but it's a little bit smaller. That's pretty pigmented. I'm just going back in with the fluffy brush that I used for the purple just to blend those. No extra product. That's really pretty. I actually like where the blue and the purple meet to create like an even deeper purple. Really beautiful. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other eye. So those two matte shades blended very, very easily. All right, looks pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna take the NYX glitter primer. I'm gonna pop this on my lid before I go in with the shimmer. I always do this with 90% of shimmers that I use. Which shimmer? I kind of want to use Borealis, which looks like a duochrome, like purple to blue, which would go perfect with the mattes that we chose. Let me just pick it up on my finger and see. Ooh, very creamy. I think this is the winner. Oh, that's so, so pretty. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Ooh, that is so pretty. I love that. It's like an iridescent kind of duochrome. Really beautiful. I'm just gonna go back in with that blue matte that we use just to reinforce the outer corner a little bit and blend it into the shimmer. This shimmer is not completely opaque, but it's still really, really pretty. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm gonna get a little adventurous. I'm gonna go in with this kind of baby blue matte shade called Journey, and I'm gonna try to put this on my lower lash line. Let's see how pigmented it is. So obviously, considering I didn't put an eyeshadow primer down on my lower lash line, that pastel matte blue is showing up really, really nicely. And then for my inner corner, I'm gonna go into the shade Head North, this like white metallic, or like almost white. It's a little more creamy. Really beautiful. I'm really glad they have like a more neutral inner corner shade that's gonna go with a lot of the looks. All right, so before I go off camera and finish up my eyes, I do wanna test out one of the light sticks. I've never tried this formula before, and I did wanna pick up one of the sticks because the colors that they were offering looked so beautiful, like holographic type shades. I got the shade Skywatcher, which looks really pretty. I have not even swatched it yet, so let me do that here. It kind of looks like the color that's on my eyelids. It's like blue, purple-y. Looks really pretty. Definitely a very iridescent look to it, and it's not like super metallic or anything like that, which is interesting. Like if I blend it out on my hand, it's almost barely there. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm actually gonna apply this with my fingers. I feel like with stick highlighters, I prefer using fingers rather than brushes. So let me just pick this up on my fingers. It feels very soft. It doesn't feel like super dry or anything like that. And let me just pounce this on the high points of my face. That's pretty. It's interesting because it obviously gives a like blue-green-ish shift, but it's not very shiny like a highlight usually is. It's more just like a light sheen. And then when I stop and look forward, you can see a little bit of a cast, but it's not bad actually. And when I turn, you can see the color, but again, it's not super shiny. It's actually quite nice. Will I reach for this all the time? No. But I'm glad that I was able to try it out because I've always been curious. It is quite easy to apply with my fingers. One thing I don't usually love about stick highlighters is they can be dry. This one is very emollient, not sticky emollient, but almost silky. Interesting. So that's kind of fun and different. Again, is it something I'm gonna wear all the time? Probably not, but I'm glad I was able to try it out. All right, now I'm gonna pop off camera. I'm going to put on liner, lashes, a blush, because I didn't put on blush. I wanted to put this on first, and a lip, and I will be right back and I will show you the final look. Okay, so this is the final look. When I was off camera, I put the ColourPop cream gel liner in Prance in the waterline. I put on the Unearthly Cosmetics lashes in the style Intangible. I put on the Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush in Mykonos. Absolutely beautiful peachy blush. And then on my lips, I have ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF and Fenty Beauty Heat in Fussy Heat. This burns like hell. Stay away from it if you're sensitive to burning plumping glosses. I'm not sensitive at all, and it bothers me a little bit. So far I'm really impressed, especially with the mattes in this. When I come off camera and I finish my makeup, I go to my makeup desk, which is across the room that's in front of a window. I just prefer to do my makeup in front of natural light. I don't know about you guys. This light is pretty harsh, like in real life. So when I went away from the big lights, I love how the shimmer looks. It's just like very iridescent looking. Now, is this like the shiniest, sparkliest metallic I've ever seen? No, it's actually kind of satiny in a way, but it gives that iridescent look to it. I think it's really, really pretty. So far, I love this look. I feel like an ice queen in it. What do you guys think? You'll have to let me know. And we're gonna go on now to look number 2. You guys, I'm absolutely devastated. I finished filming this look. I went and had lunch and I came back to edit the footage, and the entire clip of me doing the second look, I was out of focus. The entire clip. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to just kind of walk you through what I did. Anyway, I'm sorry, I apologize. So I used quite a lot of mattes in this. I started with the shade Bucket List, which is this like taupey shade with a really fluffy brush. It was really easy to just blend through the crease, especially for a gray. It blended really easily. I went a little deeper in the crease with Geomagnetic. Again, very easy to blend. Usually with grays, I have a problem blending the grays. So that's what I used a little bit lower in the crease. Then I went to Ionosphere and I put this in my outer corner as well as just slightly into the crease. Very pigmented dark gray, but really easy to blend. I didn't get any fallout. And then I went into Due South, which is the black just up against my lower lash line in the outer V. Really nice black, not the blackest black ever, but still good. Not a ton of fallout, easy to blend. Then I put on the NYX Glitter Primer and I went into High Latitude, which is this absolutely gorgeous silver, like very, very metallic silver, really beautiful. Now, it is a textured shade, so there is a lot of fallout. It's very like sparkles everywhere. So I was really glad I went in with the glitter primer and I did my eyes first. So I would suggest that if you were thinking of using that shade, because it's very messy, but very beautiful. Obviously you can see it on my lid. And then on the lower lash line, I went into Due South, the black, pushed it right up against my lash line. I used Geomagnetic to blend that out. And then the inner part of my lower lash line, I went into Arctic Fox, which is this beautiful mint duochrome. It's like a iridescent duochrome, but kind of like the shade I used in the first look on my lid. It is more of a satiny type of shade. It's not super shiny, not sparkly, anything like that, which I think was perfect for the lower lash line because it didn't end up raining down onto my under eye, and it was a little bit more flattering to use in those wrinkly parts of my eye. So I put that in the lower part of my lower lash line. I wrapped it into my inner corner and I layered Head North on top of the inner corner just to brighten it up a little bit. And in my waterline, I put I almost just poked myself in the eye. Where the mint green is, I put the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Icebreaker. And then I put the CoverGirl Black Ink Liner in the outer corner. Don't buy these CoverGirl liners, they suck. But this is all I have at the moment, so I worked with it. And then I used the Sky Watcher Light Stick as my highlighter, and everything else I will put down in the description box that I have on my face. I am so sorry that it was out of focus. I didn't notice, so. I'm gonna create more looks with this on shorts, so I hope that I'll be in focus there. Okay, and this is the final look. What do you think? I'm bringing the drama today. I like this look. I feel very glam. I love the green. I'm so glad I incorporated the green. I think it just makes it pop even more. So I can't really give you like my final thoughts on this palette yet. I really like to test a palette more than twice before I give my final thoughts. But my first and second impressions are I really love it. I'm so glad that they branched out and did this type of color story. It's so beautiful. It really does reflect the packaging. It's giving me celestial space, all that kind of stuff. It's creative, it's different. There's a lot of different textures in here in terms of the shimmers. And I actually quite like these more satiny iridescent shades. I'm not really usually one for a satin shadow, but I feel like I like all different kinds of textures of shimmers. So I'm really excited to continue to play with this. So far, the mattes were really easy to use. They didn't have a ton of fallout. They were really pigmented, but they were blendable. So I'm gonna continue to use this, definitely, especially the shimmers, to give you my final thoughts. I'm not gonna include this in my final palette ranking for the year because I don't think I'm gonna use this enough times to get like a full thought. So this will come in like the January palette ranking that I'll do in about a month or so. So stay tuned for that. And then I kind of already gave you my thoughts about this stick highlighter. I really like it. Of all the stick highlighters I've used, I feel like this is the easiest to use. It didn't lift up my foundation. Of course, I didn't actually draw it on. I'm kind of fearful of doing that, but it was really easy to apply it with my fingers. I feel like it gave me a unique look to the skin. So if I'm going to grab for a stick highlighter, I want it to give me something different than a powder highlighter would, because powder highlighters are so much easier to use. So I really feel like there is a purpose for this. It is a more subtle, colorful highlighter, so I like it. I really enjoyed using it these past couple times. All right, now I wanna hear from you. Leave me a comment down below letting me know which look was your favorite. Did you pick up this palette? If you did, let me know how you're liking it. Did you end up skipping on it? Tell me your thoughts on the palette or the collection in general. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love if you would subscribe before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, both beauty and fashion videos, and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.